Hey everyone, welcome back. It's MOA, Swedish Whiskey Girl, and CODY is here today as well. Because he's had a really fun idea. I hate competitions, but I'm doing this because it's a little bit fun. Just fun. And I think I'll win. No. But it's, another kind of, almost like a game. So we're going to have a blend off. But since it's CODY's idea, I'm just going to hand it over to him and let him explain it. Because we have these little pots here. We are going to get whiskey involved, of course. Yeah, take it away.
So, we're both going to have to make a blend or blended malt. We'll then give that blend or blended malt to a friend and they're going to say which one is better blind. However, to decide what kind of blend we're making, we've got 3 pots in front of us. The first one has stuff in it to do with place, so whether we're making a blend with just Scotch or a world blend or maybe something using Irish whiskey that we have kicking about, all that kind of stuff. Second one is to do with the spirit. So is it peated? Is it unpeated? Is it cask strength? Is it sort of below 46%? All that kind of stuff. And the last one is to do with the cask. Is it going to be just using bourbon cask whiskies? Can it use anything? Can it use just sherry casks, or maybe just at least one component has to be wine or something like that? So it's a random selection. We'll take one out of each and then we both have to make using those parameters.
And there's some curveballs in there as well, like you have to put something in it that isn't whiskey, or what's the other ones?
There's ones where we can add something to each other's blend, things like that, but we'll see when it comes to it. So do you want to choose the first one? Sure.
What is this going to be? Blend just Scotch. So does that mean it's a blended whiskey?
Yeah, blended whiskey, so it has to have grain in it.
Okay. Blend just Scotch.
So just using
first
Scotch.
one. Do you want to do the second one?
Okay, so the next one, let me take this one.
Blend just Scotch. Quite easy because that's what we have most
of. Only under 46%. So you can only use stuff that's under 46%.
Lovely. And I'll go with the last one. Must contain majority ex-bourbon. Minimum 3.
So we can use up to 5 whiskies. The grain doesn't count, by the way. So you can use 5 single malts, but the grain
is on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least 3 of them have to be bourbon. But you could use other stuff as well.
Okay, so blend just Scotch, under 46, and must contain majority ex-bourbon finishes. Minimum 3.
Yes, correct.
Lovely. Should we flip a coin and see who starts? Because one of us is going to leave the room while the other blends, and then we'll just do it the other way.
I don't have a coin.
So let's do that again. Let's flip a coin. What do you want?
Heads.
Do you want to flip a coin? Because I don't trust myself. So I have tails.
What means what?
If it's heads, you go first. If it's tails, I go first.
Okay. Heads. I go first.
Okay, guess I'm leaving.
Okay boys, I'm back. So, here's my thinking. My thinking is, the older the whiskey, the better. Because that's how whiskey works, right? So I've tried to find things that are bourbon, but have a little bit of age to them. And we'll see if it works when we blend it together. The person who's judging this first one, Nicola, she really likes red wine. So I was going to try and find a red wine finish, but I couldn't find one to like match alongside bourbon. So I was just like, just make it old. Make it old, it'll be good. Probably be good. So the first one that I'm going to use is this. Now this is Lauder's 25-year-old. This is a blended whiskey. So by putting this in, I've already made a blend. So I can add whatever else I want because this already has grain in it. Now, I wasn't 100% sure what casks this has been done in. I really don't know. So anyway, we just need to make sure that it's below 46%. And after consulting with MOA, we've decided that 46 on the nose doesn't count. So it has to be below 46%, which this is. This is 42%. And also, if something doesn't tell you exactly the casks like this, we're going to just assume bourbon. It might have something else in there, but if you just can't find the information on it, then normally it's bourbon, so we're just going to have to have to assume it. Anyway, it's not strictly just bourbon anyway, it's both. So I'm going to start with this as my base. I'm going to blend in here. I mean, it smells good, so I think I'm going to win this, but we'll see. Now, how do I do this? Let's just give it a little bit. Perfect. Yeah, right, okay. So, let's start with that bad boy. Next step, more age. So this is a blended malt. This is Cirrus 31-year-old. This is done in first fill bourbon casks and is sitting at 43.1%. So again, just underneath, even though this is actually cask strength, I think, so it's dropped quite a bit if it's sitting at 43.1%, even though it's cask strength. But it's a blended malt by North Star Spirits. I bought it because it was on sale. I think it was less than £80, which is pretty good for a whiskey that's 31 years old, but a little bit of that. It's already really sort of rich and woody and all that kind of stuff you expect from old whiskey. Oh, it's quite sweet as well, very vanilla. Oh, I'm so going to win this. This is so good. Okay, next. We can use up to 5 whiskies, and I think we said in the intro that doesn't include grain. We changed our mind, so it's 5 whiskies. If you wanted to use a single grain, that's also included. So it's just 5 whiskies maximum. I'm only going to use 4. I'm going to add a little bit more of this. So this is Cardew Gold Reserve. It's 48%. It's their sort of classic standard whiskey from Cardew. Again, it's sort of your classic space out for this. I don't want to add too much because I want it to stay feeling really old and dignified. But I'm hoping this will give it just a little punch of sort of youthful fruitiness. But we will see. So let's see what this is like. Yeah, that's good. I might have to add a little touch more of these at the end. But finally, the last one, and this is another one where I'm not really 100% sure on the cask. I'm going to assume bourbon with colouring, to be honest. This is sitting at 40%. This is Tormore 12. You don't see Tormore very often on the shelves. It's a really pretty distillery though. If you ever look it up on Google, an image of it, it's a stunning distillery. You drive past it on the way up to Speyside. It has a very sort of rummy nose to it for me, which is why I picked it up. It's very interesting. It's kind of still sort of that bourbon vanilla, but a little bit of spice as well. But this is coming together nicely. So, what do I want to add a bit more of? Maybe a little more of this? Yes. Just a touch more though. Precision. Perfect. Actually, a little bit more of the Cardew, just to give it a little bit more fruit. Now, I'm sure blending's meant to be much more precise than this, but I think just from my natural skill, it shouldn't matter too much. Yeah, that's nearly bang on. I'm going to add a tiny bit more of that, and I think I'm going to be done. So this is going to have, just be very careful, some old whiskey in it, some younger, fruitier Speysides as well. It's got a nice colour to it as well. And I just need to fill up one of these with my blend. I don't want to overdo it. It's probably about enough. This is where it gets messy. Now, before I fill that to the max, I should probably try it. It's good. God, I'm so good at this. If I lose this, then the judge doesn't know what she's talking about. Is there anything else I need to want to add anything else to that? I don't think I do. I think that's bang on. I've got a little bit of room, so I might add a little drop of something else. Maybe the Tormore, actually. Now, the reason I didn't drink this along and I sort of poured it before I even tried it is because my thinking is it's going to need time to sort of come together. So my best shout of it being good is all on the nose anyway, which is why I'm doing most of this on the nose. Yeah, a little bit more of that. Beautiful. Right, boys, I think that's it, and I think that's a winner, hopefully, but we'll see. Depends how good MOA is at this, but right, I better get her through and see what she makes.
Okay, I'm back. This is a little bit difficult, actually. More difficult than you'd think it would be, just because it's quite limiting. You'd think it sounds like, oh, you can use any Scotch whisky that's under 46, and the majority of it has to be primarily ex-bourbon. But considering we don't have an endless supply of whiskies, and that little category kind of makes it really narrow, so I've chosen 3 whiskies here. I'm going to blend together and then see if I need to add anything else. First of all, I was thinking, it's going to be a blended whiskey, so I have a grain component in there. So I was like, what I could do is take a blended whiskey, and there's obviously grain already in the blend, so if I use that as a component, then I get both. But then also realise we have this, which is absolutely lovely. This is a single grain from William Peel, one of the first bottles I own, so I'm going to use that. I also have a Tormore 12. I couldn't find any information on the cask on this, which makes me think that it's primarily ex-bourbon, because they also have a double cask one, which is for the influence of first full bourbon. So couldn't find anything else. So let's go with that. So this is primarily ex-bourbon. Ex-bourbon, Tormore 12, fruity, light. And then I've also chosen Glenmorangie La Santa. I know this is sherry influenced, but these two aren't, so majority is ex-bourbon. And what I'm also thinking is, this is such a delicious whiskey. So this is going to make up the majority. I have no idea what Cody's done. He was very, very smug and happy with himself. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Let me try this. I haven't tried it in a while, so I'm going to give it a little taste. Yeah, I like that. It's quite orangey actually, which might go well with the little sherry kick. First of all, let's put a little bit of this in it. We'll use another glass just to try this, so we can see if the flavours go well together. Acetone today, but quite fruity and peary. So what I'm thinking is the sweetness from the grain. The fruitiness from the Tormore will give it more of a body. And because this is slightly oily in some weird way as well. For being fruity, it just kind of clings to your palate with just kind of oily peariness, which is why I'm thinking this will go well with that sweetness. and the orange note, and then the sherry will kind of bind it all together, but it's not overly sherried. And of course all of these are, are they? 43 is this and the other two are 40, so we're on cue. How much though? I will try this one as well. I was also thinking for some time to use a rye as a green whiskey, but we don't have any ryes that are under 46, I don't think, unfortunately. Mustier than I remembered, but I like that because it just gives it a little bit more. Question is, should I try and blend the malts together first? Let's see what happens if I do this. I think the key is when you're kind of experimenting with blending to keep it easy, which is why I have 3 of them. I mean, I'll try it. What can happen? The thing is, what gets to me is that I know these have been blended by someone who knows what they're doing, so they are supposed to be like that, but when I notice my own blend, I'm like, this is supposed to be like this. And then you kind of just focus on everything that's a bit weird. Maybe a touch more Tormore. I like this kind of slight mustiness, but it just needs a little bit more fruitiness. So let's use this. And I'm now doing what I do when I do cooking and basically everything else, a little bit of baking as well. I just kind of go on how I feel. Ooh, that really gave it a bit of a further amp of fruits. Fruity, tiny bit of spice. It really has a nice, like, silky smooth, but also a little bit more of a oily base. I think I'm quite happy with that. I don't know if this is enough. Where's my bottle? Let's see. Yeah, that's been cleaned. That is definitely not enough, but let's do that again then. So a majority of this. I feel like Cody's probably been super careful when he's done this. And I'm kind of just like, ooh, let's do a little bit of this. So just a touch of the Lasanta. And then a bit more of the Tormore. Let's see if that worked. Yeah, lovely. Let's go with this. And then we'll pour it up and then we'll do one last little test. I'm actually going to do this. And then that, so everything is blended, and then a final taste of the final blend. Yeah, it's a little bit fruity, a little bit sweet, kind of how I like my whiskies. I think Cody's probably done a little better job at being like super careful with it and like a little bit more scientific and careful. Did I say that just twice? But this is my blend. what are we going to call it? Because I could have put all the words together. Or should we just call it peeling an orange? Because we have William peel and then we have this kind of orange fruitiness. Maybe. I don't know if Cody's named it, I need to check that with him. But yeah, that's my blend here. We'll see who wins. And we're back with Nicola, who's coming into shop right here now. Here we go.
Hi.
So we're going to get her some whiskey. She'll say which ones she likes the best. And yeah, feeling confident?
Absolutely.
You excited to try some whiskey?
I am, yeah.
Whiskey in our garden. Brilliant. Let's go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. This is A.
That's A.
This
and that's
is B. Okay, we'll go with A first.
I can't even remember which one's which. Do you remember which one's A and which one's B? Okay.
It's got a bit of a, almost like a sour note at first.
Interesting.
Bit like vinegar, which isn't always great in a whiskey. But
Interesting.
let's
Vinegar.
see what happens.
And that's on A.
Maybe it's more sulfur than vinegar.
Okay. Maybe warm tops. Who knows?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll smell this one first before I drink them.
Go for it. Not to contaminate her nose or palate.
So this one's is a lot lighter, sweeter.
Okay.
Okay.
Slangerat.
Slangerat.
So when we did these, we might have considered what Nicola would like, or we might have not done it. Nicola likes a wine finish in a whiskey, but yeah, we'll see what she thinks. Thoughts on the first one?
It's sweeter than the nose, a bit spicy.
So no vinegar on the palate?
No vinegar on the palate. A little bit, I want to say meaty as well.
Okay, interesting.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Ready for dram
B.
number 2? B? Yeah.
It's lighter,
That's
more
always
savoury
interesting.
than the nose. Maybe I detect a slight bit of smoke or peat in this one. Just
Okay.
a small bit.
Interesting.
Which one's the best? Okay.
Do you have a favourite? Not a clear favourite, or is it
Not
close?
a clear, they're
Or-
pretty close. They're both,
Do you
they're
like
both pretty
them?
good. I do like them.
Or is there something questionable, or is there something particular in both of them that you like?
There is, I like the kind of the peaty, earthy, smoky sweetness of this one.
Interesting.
I quite like the meatiness in this one.
Interesting.
I'm going to have to go in for another sip.
Go for it. I mean, they're yours to take home now, so...
This is so tense.
So tense.
This one's quite unique.
Unique. We don't know if that's a good unique or a bad unique, but...
Okay, I think I'm ready
to reveal the winner. So she's gonna say the winner is A or B. We should have like a big kind of drums or something. I'll try and put it in. We'll see how that goes.
Cymbal crash. Just tell you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with A.
Ooh! And A is
Me! Yes!
Congratulations.
Never in doubt. Never in doubt.
not even when she went vinegar on the nose.
The vinegar on the nose part did put me off slightly. I was like, that's not a great start.
Bit risky.
Not a great start with vinegar on the nose, but
It was, to be perfectly honest, it was a very close call.
the skill of the blender
Yeah,
shone
yeah.
through.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do a rematch of this because that was pretty close.
it was very close.
We're going to have to do
of
another
course.
one of these.
And we definitely want to know if you're Team MOA or Team CODY.
Hashtag
let us
Team
know in the
CODY.
comments.
Hashtag Team CODY. Fit in the comments.
Well, okay. Do you have any guesses what's in the whiskies or the blends?
I don't know if you'll guess. It's quite hard.
Or also...
Oh, do you even know the categories?
Yeah,
I
the
don't think you said.
No, you
Should
didn't
have
tell me
told
that.
us.
Let's go in the category.
So it was actually very similar to what we pulled out on Instagram in our preview. It has to be under 46% ABV.
So not including 46.
It has to be a blend from Scotland, so only using Scotch. And
also green and
it has to be
single malt.
majority bourbon. So it could have other things in it, but it had to be at least 3 of the 5 components. Or
Okay.
if you were going to do less, still a majority of it had to be bourbon cask.
So in my blend, it is William Peel single grain whiskey, 40%.
Okay.
It is Tourmore 12, which is also 40. And I think the meaty thing you got is Lemon de la Santa, a 43%. It's majority grain whiskey.
Okay.
You know me.
Yeah.
So MOA likes a lighter style, so she went lighter.
This is kind of MOA in a glass, really. It's a lighter.
That's what I went for.
A little bit of that earthiness.
Whereas
Not at
mine
all. It's meaty.
is baldy. So mine was a 31-year-old blended malt, which was Cirrus, a 25-year-old blended whiskey, which was, what is it even called?
Lauders
25. Lauders 25. So by using a blended whiskey, it makes it a blend, so I didn't have to add grain. I then used Cardew, Gold Reserve, and Torwar 12.
Interesting.
So it's got old stuff in it, which is what that meaty denseness was. I wanted mine to be more robust. Wasn't trying to go for vinegar on the nose.
I think that was just the fresh pour.
Not gonna lie, that wasn't really the aim. It was more to be sort of dense and woody.
Yeah.
So that's what I went for.
But at least you like them both. So
I did like them both.
Sip them at home. So I think we'll both try to stay away from using peated whiskey because we both know that you're not the biggest peat fan. So yeah, I hope you'll enjoy them at home.
Definitely. Thank you.
And we're gonna head back to us on the sofa.
Back to the studio.
And we're back. So yeah, that was fun. Congratulations to Cody. I think you probably deserve to win because you put a little bit more effort into it than I did. But I was kind of counting on the fact that Cody doesn't have a great track record of blending things.
Yeah, I mean, having tried them both afterwards, I think I actually preferred MOA's. It was a little bit lighter. But it was quite close, so we'll definitely need to do this again.
Hopefully we can draw something really fun. I'm kind of hoping that we'll draw one where you get to mix bourbon and scotch or something like that. Yeah, there's lots of different options in the pot. So again, there was 3 pots. The first one's place, so that'll have things in it like must contain at least 1 Irish or all world whiskey or whatnot. The second one was spirit, so there might be one where we have to make a peated whiskey or something that's cask strength. And then the last one's cask, so sherry cask, wine cask, whatever. This happened to be bourbon. If you have any ideas for us that you think we should put in these pots, then let us know below. It's always, I mean, we thought of some of them, but always good to have some input. Yeah, anything else?
Nope.
No, congrats.
1-0. Hashtag Team Cody in the comments.
Show your support for Team MOA.
Yeah.
I'll get this back, don't worry.
Yeah.
I have full confidence. But thank you for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let us know if you like this kind of video format, if you want us to continue with it, and we'll definitely do another one if you do. And of course, if you want to support the channel, we'd be super happy if you would consider using my affiliate links the next time you're shopping with either Master Malta Whisky Exchange or the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. Those links are in the description here below. But I hope you've all had an absolutely wonderful day. Sláinte Skål.
Skål. Bye bye.